a really key way to get them engaged is to help them identify their strengths. And
Okay.
and then when they're all out in the open as well. So really nice strengths tests to take are Belbin strengths tests. So they all each know each other's strengths, and they might know then when they might fit in at different parts of the project. And so it's nice to have a kind of common language around it and have that strengths. I really like High Five strengths questionnaire. Another one called VIA signature strengths tests is an insight into people's values. The V stands for values, that are also strengths. Now, you need a bit more introspection and discovery and a bit more probing, essentially, to understand how will this be helpful in the workplace. But you will find it, and it's really illuminating when you spend that little bit more time to do that, because it might seem like they're not directly applicable to the workplace. So, for example, one of my high ones would be to love and be loved. That might seem like it's a very helpful thing in the workplace all the time, but you will find reasons why it is helpful in the workplace. Another one could be social intelligence as well. How would you use that in the workplace? And you will find ways to use it. So really nice questions. Even if you don't use a strengths test, you can ask them, when do they lose track of time and self-consciousness, or when are they most likely to be in flow? You'll see the activities they're doing where they're in flow, and then you can ask them. You still need to probe to find the strengths behind that. What are the strengths you're using at that time? And you can probe further. Another really great one is, what do other people struggle at that you find effortless? Because we often don't identify them as strengths. We just think, that's effortless.
Who I am.
Yeah, it's just what I do. People might also, another question is, what do people ask you for advice on or help with? Because you're using strengths there, and they wouldn't be asking.
And people trust you. Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't be asking if they didn't perceive you to be strong in that way, or at least perceive themselves to be weaker than you in that way.
Yeah, exactly. You've already demonstrated competence in it, and that's the reason for it. But because it can be effortless for us, we don't necessarily take the time to see that it is a strength. We just think, that's nothing. I don't really. It's easy, and you just assume other people have that strength too often. So, for example, I know a guy that is really socially loved, essentially, by people, and he's a great leader as well. People respond well to him and would get behind him. And he often speaks about how the other leaders in his organization are smarter than him. And I do believe that he is probably not giving himself the justice he deserves in terms of being smart, but he definitely is overlooking the social intelligence element of things as well, because it's just such a strength for him. It's just effortless, and he just doesn't see it as that important. But it's the key, really. Emotional intelligence is such a pillar of emotional intelligence, to lead people, to have them motivated, to have them bought into what you're doing, and to enjoy working in the place. It makes such an impact.